Hello, May class, and welcome to your next maths lesson. In the previous lesson, we were looking at subtracting fractions from whole numbers. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So in today's lesson, we're going to be finding fractions of an amount. So we're going to be able to use a bar model to do this. We're going to use place value counters, and we are going to find fractions of an amount using our division knowledge that we already have. Before we do this, obviously, let's do our arithmetic. So there are 10 questions. Make sure you have labeled 1 to 10, and then we are going to be answering these questions now. So when I pause this, or you need to then pause this video, answer these questions, and then when you unpause them, the answers are going to be on the screen, and then we can go through them. So pause the video now, label your piece of paper 1 to 10, and complete the arithmetic questions on the screen. Okay, as you can see, we've got our answers. So 86 times 100 is 8,600. A quarter of 80 is 20. You have to divide 80 into 4 equal parts, and you're looking at one of those parts. What is 785 as a Roman numeral? Your answer is D, C, C, L, X, 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 V. What's 2 sixths plus 5 sixths? The answer is 7 sixths, or if you are able to convert it to a mixed number, it is 1 whole and 1 sixth. 6 times by 4 is 24. 60 divided by 5 is 12. What is 16 meters in centimeters? It is 1,600 centimeters. 4,461 plus 3,317 is 7,778. 9,755 minus 5,632 is 4,123. And 63 divided by 7 is 9. So as mentioned previously, we're going to be finding the fractions on the wrong page. Yeah, the fractions of an amount. So I want you to have a look at this. We've got a chocolate bar in this picture. How many parts make up this chocolate bar? If we count the parts, we can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 parts that make up this chocolate bar. So if we were going to find a unit fraction of this bar, we're going to find 1/3 of this whole bar. Sorry, we are going to find a unit fraction. We're going to find, and this is the important bit, we're going to find 1/3 of this whole chocolate bar. So although the bar is separated into 6 parts, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. We want to find 1/3 of this amount, so we want to divide it into 3 groups. So if we divide 6 equally into 3 groups, we would have 1 group there, 1 group there, and 1 group here. We can see that they have divided this into 3 groups of equal amounts. There are 2 pieces in each group, but it is still going to be that this is 1/3. This one here is 1/3, and this one here is 1/3. Okay, because we're looking at how many groups make up the whole, even though there are 6 pieces, the amount of segments in each group is equal to 1/3. So 2 pieces out of the 2 pieces out of the 6 make up 1/3. So you will do the following: 1/3 of 6. So 1/3 of this amount, these 6 equal pieces, okay, is 6 divided by 3. which is the bottom number there, okay, and it equals 2. So if we break it up into 3 groups, each group is going to have 2 equal pieces, which means that each group, each third, will have 2 pieces in it, okay? So you would divide by, again, we're going to look at it. So we've got 6 groups divided by 3, which is the bottom number of our 1/3, and that equals 2. Okay, so a third, 1/3 of 6 is 2, would be our answer. A third of this amount is going to show me 2. We can also use a bar model to do this. So Dexter has used a bar model counter to find a quarter, 1/4 of 12. So I'm going to just redraw it so you can see. So we've got 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 12 pieces, and that would make a whole. But I want to find what a quarter of 12 is. So I look at the bottom number, I look at the denominator of my fraction, and my denominator is 4. So I can see that that is how many groups I'm going to break this into, equal groups. So if we say we want to divide 12 into 4 equal groups, we're going to have, change the color so you can see it better. There's one group. I don't know why it's that color, but we'll do it, carry on. There's one group, there's one group, and there's one group. Each group has got 3 in it. So if we said 12 divided by the denominator, which is 4, is going to give me 3. Okay, 12 divided by 4 will give me 3. So in one group, there will be 3. Remember, one group, there will be 3. We can use the place value counter as well to help us work out bigger numbers. So this question says, Amir uses a bar model and place value counters to find 1/4 of 84. So the difference here is that we've used counters. The yellow counters are showing us 10, the green counters are showing us 1s. So our number is 84. And they have said, what is 1/4 of 84? That is the question, okay? And it is all very well, we can do this. We can do 4 equal groups. So I could just have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I could separate 84 into 80 and 4, and then share this between my 4 equal groups. So I can say there's 1, 1, 1, 1, which means the 4 is gone, and then I can count in 10s to do the 80. So I'm going to put that for a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then that is gone. So 1/4 of 80 is going to be one of these groups. One of these groups. So one group will show me 21. So 1/4 of 80 is 21. So I would like you to practice a method for the following questions. And I will do the first one with you to help you. and then you can do the next one. So I'm going to draw this one here. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to draw 4 equal parts, 4 equal groups. And then I will talk through why we've done it this way. So the first question says, what is 1/4 of 12? So I know from what we've said previously that we have the bottom number, the denominator tells us how many equal groups we have. Okay, so it is 4 equal groups, which we've got our 4 equal groups. And the top number is how many of those groups we're going to look at. But let's separate our 12. So we want to put 12 into 4 equal groups. I can just do this. If you know your multiplication, you can just divide 12 by 4, or we can just do this. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and then I look at my numerator. How many of these groups am I going to look at? I only need to look at 1. So my answer is 1/4 of 12 is 3, because there are 3 in there. So pause the video now and answer what a 1/5 of 15 is and a 1/6 of 12 is. So here is your first task. It says, draw counters in the bar chart or the bar models to help you complete each number sentence. The first one has been done for you. So we've got a 1/2 of 8. So if we look at this, we've got 2 groups. And obviously, if we look at our denominator, that tells us how many groups we have. And this will tell us how many of those groups we're going to look at. So we're actually only going to look at 1. And in there, we've got 4. And that's the answer there. So again, we're going to look at a 1/2 of 16. They've put the groups in, so you need to equally share 16 into 2 groups. You've got 4 here, equally share 8 into 2 groups. You've got 4 here already, share 16 into the 4 groups. And then you look at your numerator to tell you how many of the groups you need to count. Question 2, or task 2 says, complete the table. Okay, so a 1/2, a 1/4, so there's a 1/2. And it says 1/2 divide by 2, because we've got 2 groups. Remember, if you've got 1/2, you divide by 2, and you're looking at a 1/2 of 6 is equal to 3. They've got the drawings here. This one here, it says it's given you a bit, so 1/4, you can even write a 1/4 in there, and it is looking at what are you dividing it by. Remember what I said about the number at the bottom. And then your question would be a 1/4 of 8. So you would draw it, and I'm going to just help you with this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what it's asked you to do is divide into 4 groups. So yours would look something like this, and your answer is 2. So what should be in there? And then use the drawings on the last 2 questions to help you answer this one. So this should tell you what fraction it is. So how many groups has it been divided into? Okay, we'll tell you the fraction. What are you dividing the number by? Give me an example, your word question. So 1/2 of, 1/4 of, 1/5 of, 1/3 of, 1/8 of, whatever the answer is. And then your answers for these should match these 2 drawings. Okay. And then our final question. Niger uses a bar model and place value counters to find 1/3 of 36. use that method to complete the calculation for the following 3 questions. So make sure you're using your bar model and your place value counters. Look at your 10s and your 1s. Then work out which is greater, 1/3 of 75 or 1/5 of 75. So you need to work out what 1/3 of 75 is, what 1/5 of 75 is, show your working and tell me which number is bigger. Then complete the number sentence. A half of something is equal to 30, a quarter of something is equal to 20, and a 1/5 of something is equal to 50. Don't forget to share your answers with us on Tapestry. Please make sure your work is uploaded by 4 p.m. this afternoon.